Hey folks, I am Kevin Iole. Welcome to Yahoo Sports. On Saturday over at Mandalay Bay where the Flying Fishes play, my next guest, Devin Haney, will return to action. He is going to fight what may be, I guess, the biggest test of his career when he takes on Jorge Linares. Dev, how's it going, my friend?
Everything is going great.
So this is kind of a monumental night for you, defending your title, but also first fight without your dad. So your father, kind of surprisingly, Bill Haney, retired as your trainer. So
No. My dad is still my coach. My dad has been, coaching me all through camp, and my dad is still my head coach.
So I thought he said he retired.
That's what he said, but I'm telling you what it is.
I just thought he said he retired, so I was like, "What's going on?" Well, good. So was it just like, was there ever a point where he wasn't training, or was it always, he said that publicly and then just decided not to go forward with that?
Just in life, in boxing, things happen, and you may have some disagreements or whatever case may be, but at the end of the day, we ironed it out, and here we are, May 29th. You'll see everything that we've been working on. You'll see everything that we're made of.
Well, you guys have been a great combination to this point.
Thank you.
How do you feel like, the bookmakers have you as a massive favorite over Linares? Eddie Hearn is pitching it as this is your biggest challenge, and I guess if it was 3 years ago, that would actually be true. How do you see Jorge at this stage, and what kind of challenge is he to you?
I mean, I don't really pay attention to the bookies like that because sometimes they're wrong. Sometimes a lot of time they are right though. But at the end of the day, he is my biggest test on paper. He's been in there with the best of them. He's beat the best of them. He's been at the top level for I want to say he turned pro when I was I was 4 years old when he turned pro, I think. So he has a lot of experience, but one thing that he's banking on is experience, and he keeps saying that he has more experience, he has more experience, he has more experience. But if experience played such a role, it would be no new champions. Boxing would never evolve. The sport would never evolve if experience mattered that much. At the end of the day, I said this before, that it comes a young guy, who's on his way up, and a guy who maybe on his way down, or whatever the case may be. I don't know. He may still have a lot in the tank. We just got to see on that one night. But I'm willing to do whatever it is to get the win on May 29th.
I think if you try to draw a comparison to you fighting Linares, to my way of thinking, it would be a welterweight fight from way back when unbeaten Shane Mosley fought Vernon Forrest, and Vernon Forrest, was able to, use that jab so effectively. What do you think in your mind is like to neutralize his jab? Because Linares seems like he has that good jab, and while you have the speed and quickness, sometimes a really good jab would be, the thing that would counter.
Yeah, well, I feel like my jab is better than his. I feel like I have one of the best jabs in boxing. Linares has speed, of course, but I feel like I'm faster. But we just got to see, though. You never know until you get in there. I could say what's better, what's this, what's that, but it's always easier
Right.
On the outside looking in. So I just got to get in there and see what he has.
You talk about him being fast, and I don't mean to diss him when I say that, but I don't think he's even close to you in speed. I wonder though, like you're one of the fastest fighters out there. The only fighter I can even think of that would be kind of in that realm with you would be Gary Russell Jr. And I wonder, have you ever sparred with anybody or been in the ring with anybody where you felt like, man, their hands are faster, they're quick,
It's crazy it's as crazy as it may sound, and I'm not trying to be cocky or anything, but no, I don't think I have been in the ring with anyone that was faster than me.
What does that advantage give you then? Like, when you have that quickness, not only just evading shots, but getting your punches off, like, what are the advantages? And does quickness frustrate opponents?
You can be the fastest guy in the world, but timing is the key. If you don't have timing, then speed is nothing. So I would rather than be the fastest guy, I'd rather be the guy with the best timing and knowing when to punch, and being able to punch when you punch and set you up, and that's really the key. Speed is really it it means nothing if you don't know how to use it.
Really? Well, you obviously know how to use it. Now, you're in a division which is my favorite division. I love the talent in that division, but unlike the super lightweights, which are unifying the title and having that, you guys are sitting here. I know you thought you would probably be fighting Ryan Garcia. What did it say to you after Garcia beats Luke Campbell and then chooses not to fight you next? That was an eliminator to fight you essentially, and then he chooses not to do that. What did that say to you?
I mean, I don't really want to speak on Ryan Garcia. I know that, he's going through a lot in life, and, it's boxing. And when the time comes, the time will come, we're going to let him just, heal and, go through whatever he's going through. And I don't want to, kick anyone while they're down. Hopefully the fight happens, inshallah. And, I thank God every day, for where I'm at and, where I'm at in life, and I'm healthy. And, I look forward to May 29th.
You're only 22 years old, but yet you've been at the top level for, a couple of years, 3 years now, right? So you were really a young guy. So it's hard to say a 22-year-old would be impatient, but are you getting impatient to get the fights that, like Jose Ramirez and Josh Taylor had, or like Charlo and Castano are getting? I mean, are you getting impatient to get those kind of fights where, right now people talk about your skills, but it's all on paper. And you said it yourself just a second ago, it's doing it inside the ring. Now, are you getting a little impatient for that?
I wouldn't say I'm getting impatient because, like I said, I'm only 22 years old. So I know that I have a long road ahead of me. Of course, am I going to keep begging for the big fights? Of course, because that's how you get them. If you wait, then it's not going to just come to you. So I understand that. But impatient, no, because I'm still having a big fight with Jorge Linares. Still other big fights to be made. When the time comes, the time will come, and I'll be ready.
He dropped Lomachenko. I know that was a number of years ago, but gave Lomachenko, when Lomachenko was at the top of his game, a hard time through a lot of that fight before Lomachenko stopped him. Do you look at that fight at all and see things in him that impress you?
Yeah, he has a lot in the toolbox. He's a dangerous fighter. He can be a dangerous fighter. But we just got to see. Like I said, I could say, oh, what he has, what he doesn't have, what he doesn't. But and then go in the ring and be totally surprised on that night. So I'm going to just say he has everything, or he doesn't have everything. So you never know. You got to just see. But I'm training for whatever he brings to the table to be ready for.
I know, you are a good boxer, but I think one of the things that your speed brings you talked about before, you'd rather have timing, which I agree with, timing and accuracy, than speed, but your speed brings you some power too, right? And I mean, for a guy, you have some pop behind you. Do you feel like that's going to carry as you fight Linares and as you fight these higher level fighters who take shots better than the other guys? Do you feel like your power is going to be a differentiator at all?
Of course, because I'm only getting stronger. They say you grow into your man strength. Well, I'm only 22, so of course I'm going to get stronger. My punches are going to get harder, and we'll see. But I'm excited to show on May 29th. Everything in the arsenal, everything that I have. I feel like people are going to be surprised with how good I really am.
You're a nice, humble guy and everything when you're doing these kind of interviews, but I could tell, like, after you beat Gamboa, there was a little bit of a chip on your shoulder, like when some people were saying Gamboa was too experienced for you and whatnot. And you came out there, and after the fight, it seemed like it came out like, your competitiveness, and you said, see, I showed you. Do you feel that? And do you feel like that, that finally, whatever critics are out there of Devin Haney will be shut up after your performance on Saturday?
No, I don't think that they'll ever. They're always going to find something to say. Some people will be silenced. Some people will still say, "Oh, well, it's not this person." And then when I beat that person, it's not this person. So that's why I'm not fighting for the critics. I'm not fighting for what the people say, because I know that they're always going to say something. But I want to go in there and I want to be the best that I can be. I want to go in there and put on the best performance that I can, and move forward after.
Let's end it here. Last question. So I know the only thing that matters to you is Saturday night. Let's assume, for the sake of argument, you win that fight. You're a minus 1,200 favorite. Let's assume you win that fight. Teofimo Lopez has got George Kambosos, Gervonta Davis.
Bookies don't matter. The bookies don't matter. It doesn't matter what the odds say.
I'm assuming. I'm just going to say I am assuming you win. So I'm not a bookie, but let's assume you win. Which of the other guys you want next? Would Lopez be the guy? Would Gervonta, who's going to win a 140 title? Would you be in? Who ideally would be your next opponent?
I don't know, because I say somebody, and then the fight doesn't happen. So I'm just gonna say I know what you're looking for, but I'm gonna just say I'm gonna focus on May 29th. I want to get the job done, and I want to go in there and I want to look so good, and I want to, I want this to be my best performance. So I want to just put all my focus into Jorge Linares right now.
Well, you're going to see that.
And then after the fight, I'll come back on, and then we can talk about what's next.
I'm going to raise my hand and I'll ask that question on that night. Devin Haney, big fight on May 29th in Mandalay Bay in Las Vegas against Jorge Linares. You can catch that on DAZN. Devin, I appreciate you so much. Thanks a million. Good luck to you.
Thank you, Kevin.